Well, hey there, guys. Now, in today's session, what we're going to do is we're going to learn all about how to sketch the graphs of circles. Now, what you need to remember is this simple rule, and that is the rule that defines a circle is x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. Now, there's something special about that, and that is that r is actually equal to your radius. Now, remember, the radius is from the center point to the outside of the circle. So, as you can see here, the r's represent the radius, all right? So let's go through now and have a look at this in a bit more detail. Now, as we know, when we sketch graphs on CAS calculators, we always need to make y the subject, right? Because it never says x is equal to blah, 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 or it's always f of x or y is equal to, and then you write your rule. But our graph, or our function for circles, is x squared plus y squared is equal to r, so we don't, or sorry, r squared, so we don't actually have y on its own, do we? So let's rearrange and get y on its own so that we can then go and sketch it properly. So to do that, we go y squared is equal to r squared minus x squared because I've subtracted x squared off both sides. And of course, then the next step is to go through and square root it and write the positive and negative answers. So this is the positive one, so y is equal to the positive square root of r squared minus x squared, which of course will give us the upper half, the positive values. And the negative one, well, that's going to be y is equal to negative the square root of r squared minus x squared, and that's going to give us the lower half, or in other words, the negative values of the circle. And when you put them both together on the one set of axis, you're going to get a circle, aren't you? All right, so let's now go through and have a look at how to sketch these circles. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to go through and just figure out what the radius is. Now we know that x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared, don't we? So r squared is equal to 16. And therefore the radius, well, we just got to square root it, so therefore the radius is equal to 4. Alright, so if the radius is equal to 4, it means it goes out 4 in this direction, 4 in this direction, 4 in this direction, 4 in this direction. So therefore, I need to find my x and y intercepts. Well, my x-intercepts are going to be at negative 4, 0, and 4, 0. So therefore, we just go through and plot those. And then my y-intercepts are going to be, once again, at 0, negative 4, and 0, 4. Right, now I've got my x and my y intercepts. It's as simple as going through and just drawing the circle. That is, joining the dots. So we go through and we do that. And there you go. I've just sketched the graph of a circle. It's as easy as that. You just need to know your radius, and then you can go from there. There, of course, like always, though, is going to be a slight little modifications, variations of this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this type of circle where the center of the circle can actually move. And it's not too much harder. Alright, the general equation of a circle with a center hk and radius of r is this. Alright, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And the center is going to be the horizontal translation. So h is the horizontal translation and k is the vertical translation. So h moves it left and right, k moves it up and down, as you can kind of see by this graph here. Alright, and of course hk is going to be the middle part of the circle, the center part of the circle. Now our domain, if we have a look at that, well, that's going to be whatever our h is, our h value, minus our radius, to our h value plus our radius, isn't it? So our h value minus our radius, because it's whatever's here, the middle point, subtract the radius, to our middle point plus the radius. And our range, of course, is going to be our k value minus the radius, all the way up to our k value plus the radius, isn't it? Because it really, that is what a circle is. Alright, so let's now have a look at how to actually sketch the graph of something that you might get given. Alright, so this one says x plus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 9. Sketch the graph of it. Alright, so let's go through first of all and figure out where the center of the circle is located. Now remember, it's always the opposite, so therefore the opposite of this one's going to be negative 3, and the opposite of this one's going to be negative 2, so it's going to be at negative 3, negative 2. Alright, and let's have a think about the radius. Well, we know that r squared is equal to 9, so therefore r will be equal to 3. Alright, and then all we need to do now is just go through and plot all those important points. So the very first thing that we need to do is figure out where the center of the circle is going to be, and we go through and we plot that. So we'll plot the center of the circle now at negative 3, negative 2. Just do a tiny little dot, just so you know. Right, and from here, we just use the radius to figure out the rest. So we know the radius is 3, so what we're going to do is we're going to go 3 units above that point. So 1, 2, 3 comes to here. And we're going to go 3 units below that point. So you go 1, 2, 3 comes to here. Right, 3 units to the left and to the right. So therefore 1, 2, 3 to the right. And we go 1, 2, 3 to the left. So 1, 2, 3 to the left. And therefore you've got your 4 points once again. You can now see how the circle is going to look. So we just go through and we join the dots. And it's that easy to go through and actually sketch the graph of a circle. Now, of course, what's our domain going to be? Well, it's going to be from -6 to 2 inclusive. Sorry, -6 to 0 inclusive, because we're looking at the x values. And what's our range going to be? Well, it's going to be from -5 to 1, isn't it? So -5 to 1, and they're both inclusive. So there you go. It's as simple as that when sketching circles. You've just got to figure out where the center point is and what your radius is going to be. Plot all those points and join the dots. It's really not too difficult at all. But of course, if you do get stuck, make sure you come and see us for some help, because I'll be more than happy to help you out. Best of luck, guys.